What is going on, guys? It's Inuyasha81 here. It's been a while. I've been going through a lot of stuff with the holidays and getting everything together, working on my second car. It's been sitting there for quite some time. I had to give it some TLC, get some friends involved to help me get the thing running again. Um, it's still not 100%. It needs the battery charged. Hopefully it wasn't killed by this cold shock that we've been having here in the Midwest. Um, but today I have a very interesting thing that has occurred. So, my everyday driver phone has been this guy. This is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 Pro. And it's the 64 gig model with the 64 megapixel cameras. And yeah, I've just been using this for about a year now, I want to say. It's a superb phone. It's a very good phone. My only problems that I've really had with it are with connectivity with Metro by T-Mobile. If you want to, if that's important to say, apparently, because they slap it all over their branding, and it looks so awful, and their website is just awful. But it had been bothering me for quite some time that my reception at work. I work in a large building and there's a lot of metal around. And what I was thinking was I was thinking that maybe this phone just didn't have all the bands. Well, I know it doesn't have all the bands. It has like the bare minimum bands to function at any rate, LTE or otherwise. Um, it doesn't do awful, but it doesn't do the best on in like remote areas. Like if my family went last year at the beginning of the year, I didn't have this phone. I kind of wish I did. But we uh we went out to California to see some family because we hadn't seen them in years. Like I moved out here in like 2012 and it's 2020. So dang near a decade I haven't seen any of my family. So all the stimulus and stuff, we should have stayed inside. We did our best to play it safe, and yeah, we did it right at the beginning of the pandemic. We got on our stimulus package, and we used a good chunk of that money just to go there. We actually got the second car by doing that as well, or should I say at the same time, approximately. Like we went, we came back. I found the car. I bought the car, hoping it was going to be better condition than it was. Which really, it's not that bad condition. It's a '99 Altima from Nissan. For those who don't know, who makes the Altima. But it's the engine's got 164,000 miles on it, and it could have more, of course. But yeah, it doesn't have more. So anyway, we got I got this phone also after we got back from the trip. It's been a great phone. It's got my logo on it for the wallpaper, of course. It's got this beautiful blue finish to it that you really can't see because my windows it's reflecting the light from my windows. But yeah, you just really can't see it. But there's like it's dark blue down here, and it's more of a turquoise up here. Kind of looks oceany. But it's a great phone. It's snappy, you know. It's got all the apps and stuff that you could ever want. Um, I use Smart Launcher, so I have my setup how I like it. So that way I have my quick apps at the tap after I unlock. So that way, if I accidentally unlock it in my pocket or whatever, I don't just start opening random apps, and then it's minimalistic as I could possibly get it without it being the stock launcher, which I absolutely find atrocious on anything. But yeah, it's been a good phone. I recommend looking up other reviews that other people have done on it for more extensive stuff, because well, it's been my daily driver. It plays every game I've ever thrown at it perfectly. It handles my Wi-Fi perfectly. It doesn't have wireless AC. That wasn't a thing yet when I got this phone, or when the phone was released. It was close, but it wasn't at that consumer level yet. Um, so we got these phones because my wife needed an upgrade. She had the Motorola Moto G6, and that was actually my prior phone. That was the phone that I took to California. Before that, she was using a Stylo 2, or a Stylo 3, I'm sorry. Or was it the Stylo 4? I don't know. It was one of those Stylo devices. In my opinion, they suck. They have the worst specs imaginable. Most phones in America, awful, awful, awful. I don't know why these companies keep doing this to us. I don't know why they think that we're still living in 2005, where our networks were run by potatoes on strings being pursued by hamsters on a wheel. But here we are today, and we're still behind. Even our best phones are bare like their specs aren't that amazing. Not the S20, not the iPhone 12. I don't. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, these phones you're spending $1,000 on are so top-notch quality. Like you're paying for it to feel heavier and have a screen with a resolution that you can't necessarily perceive, except for the iPhone, of course, because their displays are just trash. Um, but they record. They record at 4 and 8Ks, so the 4 and 8K phones, like, you're like, oh, why can't I see the 4K and 8K? Well, your screen's not 8K for one, and it's like the 4K is dang near imperceptible on the form factor of it being able to fit in your pocket. Like these are over 6.5 inch phones. Like they are big, sure. They take a very long time to get used to, but they're it's not that deep. Like you don't need anything beyond 2K on a phone. Period. And the 2K, you're barely gonna perceive it. Like sorry, I know I wear glasses, so you're like, oh, what's this dude who can't see right without his glasses going and telling me what I can and can't do? Well, I'm telling you this because it's the truth. You cannot see 4K on your handheld. And if you think you do, you're just lying to yourself. And I don't care to go and argue with you about it. I'll probably just ignore your comment on it because I know I'm right. But moving on, before I run out of time here, let's see, what are we at? 10 minutes. Oh, wow. Well, we got about 5 minutes before it splits the stream. So, let's begin the process. We've got the Google Stadia. It was sent to me uh, by Google for free for being a subscriber to YouTube Premium. I don't know if the promotion's still gone. You can go check it out. Beautiful packaging. I like it. It's sleek and simplistic on the outside. I say that now, and while we're trying to open this, I'm probably gonna curse at it. But let's see. Where did my car keys go? Haha. keep my fingernails short so we don't really ever have, or I should always keep something on hand for in case I need to open some plastic. Alright. So apparently that's the bottom and that's the top. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's form-fitted on the top part, so that way the controller is suspended. And it's it looks nice, kinda. Those triggers, those are super clacky. All the buttons are really clacky. It uses USB Type-C to charge it. That's cool. Has a Stadia button, a screenshot button, a Google Assistant button, and then two other buttons that are probably gonna be your menu and options button. And there apparently is a jack for headphones. Does it come with headphones? I doubt it. And then right on top of the case is the rest of the form fitting for the controller. So they definitely care about this controller. Ooh. Very well presented. I just dropped it. Well, I shouldn't say I just dropped it. I should say that my two cell phones that are sitting right here on this box that I'm not going to move the camera to show you. I set it on top of those and it slid off. Now let's see. That is weird. It's a little bit overkill, guys. It's just a power brick. Alright, then we got the brick flops off. And then you can access the documentation. Bada boom. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this thing to focus right, but it says Stadia right there. I should probably have just set my camera back to auto on focus and lighting. But it was driving me nuts because it kept focusing in on nothingness and making me blurry. So I turned it off. Alright, so it's just a standard get started manual. But yeah. There's other stuff in here as well. There's a power cable brick and a Chromecast Premium. I'll do another video in the future, guys. I guess we're in the second half, so I guess I can just keep talking for another 15 minutes about the Stadia. So in the last clip, it was cut off at some point. I don't even know if I finished saying whatever word I was saying. But I was trying to rush it a little bit at the end, but I should have not been chit-chatting so much. I mean, what do you care? You guys are here. I'm stuck on 15 minutes until I get more of you here. So, sorry, it's all split up like that, but what can I do? But yeah, you two just ooh, hmm, that's weird. But yeah, the Google Chromecast Premium doesn't look much different from the regular Google Chromecast, which also I believe has a magnet on it. The power box is kind of interesting. I guess they felt the need to give you some plastic on the back of the charger brick. I don't understand that aesthetic for something I'm not really ever gonna look at. Oh, interesting. That's actually really cool. The power pack has an Ethernet jack on it, so you can link an internet connection directly to your Chromecast. So it can stay always on the network in case your TV doesn't. That's a nice touch. That is a really nice touch. I'm actually kind of excited to get that thing going on. God damn. These phones need to go back in their cases. They really do. I'm not even touching them, and they're dive bombing to the floor. Like they're literally sitting on my desk. Nothing's touching them. But this one jumped because you see the camera there protrudes quite a bit. So without the case on it, I'm like scraping up the camera housing. It's a little more recessed than that. It's not like it's gonna hurt it that bad. As long as I don't intentionally try and do it. But like I said, I've had this phone for like a year, and other than it being a fingerprint magnet, which is every phone, honestly, if you have a phone that doesn't get a bunch of fingerprints on it, let me know. And well, then I'm gonna compare it to see if it's really that big of a deal to me. Cause specs. There's a lot of phones coming out these days. The about the same level of specs. And it's kind of unfortunate. Let's see, is there anything else in here? It doesn't appear to be. I feel like I'm gonna tear the packaging if I keep trying to pull stuff out of here. Yeah, well, Stadia box. Inside. This is still very weird. I don't know why they would use clear on everything else, but okay. Put our little box back together. I don't think it gave you a very good view, but when it comes in, it makes this kind of flat with the controller sitting in it. So the controller actually looks kind of cool when you're opening the packaging. It's just like staring up at you like, hi, I'm a Stadia controller. I should have gotten the green one, but whatever. It's a small aesthetic. It's not that deep. Although I really would have liked to have the black on the housing, because over time, white plastic tends to start yellowing. Granted, it depends on the kind of plastic that they used, but I don't know what kind of plastic that they used on this. And I know it's been about, people have reviewed it to hell by now. And I was going to be one of those people to review it a long time ago, but I'm busy with life. That and fixing computers. Had a buddy's computer die out, and I helped him get it back to life. He actually purchased that computer from me. I had built that computer. It was a Ryzen 5 1500X on a ASRock B350 Pro 4M motherboard, and some crappy little power supply that ended up taking out his graphics card, which was a GTX 1060 6 gig from EVGA, the SSC. So it's kind of sad, the super clock, which is goofy to say. It's still goofy to say. Um, but yeah, my new system's running a Asus Prime X570-P. I was gonna go for the full Prime one, the Pro, I should say. Um, but it didn't really offer enough. I don't know what it was about this generation, but they skinned me out on SATA ports, and I like my SATA ports, but I don't want to pay $600 to get the extra two SATA ports that I like to use. I have quite a few hard drives. One of these days, I will show you guys a grand tour of my computer again. I don't, well actually, did I show you the last time? I don't know, that's how long it's been. But anyway guys, I'm just rambling at this point, and I'll be trying to decide on games to play here pretty soon. I have been playing some games, but due to a couple situations going on in the world, I have not really been having a chance to stream them. And if I do stream them, it's gonna be fun because then I'll be replaying games that I've already played. I think I might go and just start out with the Halo Master Chief Collection. I haven't played those games in quite a number of years, so we'll go and see how I react to all these updated textures and see what's been fixed and what's been broken that I can remember. I won't probably be playing on Heroic because it's been so long. I'm probably trash on that game. I barely play FPSs anymore. Like, I mostly just play Minecraft, GTA, Cyberpunk, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 sometimes, Soul Calibur 6, which I am getting rusty at. I'm gonna have to polish up on that. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I was doing really good on that. Another reason why I've been hesitant to stream is I've been using this Xbox One controller, like the OG controller, and my right stick here needs replacing. It's got something sticking inside of it, probably the container for it snapped or something. But I'm gonna have to order that stick, and then, well, actually I'm gonna look at some teardowns first to see if it's even worth saving. I've kind of been looking for an excuse to get a PS5 controller, so that way I can use it with Bluetooth and cut the cord. I had an adapter for it, but my daughter destroyed it. Yeah, lots of little tales we're gonna learn along the way about Augustine and his daughter being a silly kid. But yeah. Also, you might also be wondering why I'm not using my actual studio microphone. I'm not using this thing because I think my interface is dying. Like it's on, the lights are on, but it's not sending anything to the computer. I'm gonna first try replacing the cable, which I have one around here somewhere that I was gonna do that with, and I don't know where I put it. So you may or may not see me go and bring this bad boy out. I like this better because it captures the bass in my voice a little better, whereas this is like I have to hold this up right up to my face so you can hear any kind of bass. But then I had to pull it away real quick to take a breath, otherwise you're gonna hear me going. And yes, I am missing a tooth. It decided it wanted to die. That's the it's what I get for years of drinking soda and mostly drinking soda and energy drinks. Like I've never been super hardcore into candy since I was a little kid, and I don't eat ice cream very often. It's on rare occasion. It's mostly just from soda. Oh, and tea. I like to put a lot of sugar in my tea and my coffee, so those didn't help either. And I drink a lot of tea. In fact, I'm about to go get some tea right now. Yeah, that's right. I'm losing my teeth, but I'm not gonna stop drinking my tea. Like I'm 30 years old at this point, guys. Something's got to start going. It's gonna happen. And I really just need to go to the dentist and get them to fix up my face and put a falsie in there, and I'll be good to go. But yeah. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you stick around. Give me the likes, give me the subscribes. Let me know what you guys want to see from this channel. I'm still trying to decide on things. And yes, football people, I am a Raiders fan. Always have been, always will be. All right, everyone.